welcome back to my channel. Today's video is going to be a very exciting one. I am going to be filming what a realistic week of reading looks like in my life. Now, if you're not aware, my life is pretty crazy. That all being said, it really can be hard sometimes for me to find just that downtime that I crave to just read. However, today is our day off. We don't have anything till this evening and we have dance practice. So I'm hoping two things can happen today. One, I'm hoping I can finish my book that I'm currently reading. It's The Book That Wouldn't Burn by Mark Lawrence. I've talked about it in previous videos with you guys. I have about 80 pages left of that book, so I definitely can sit down and read that really quick. But that's one of my goals for today. And two, to start a new book. What that book is, I don't know. We'll see what I'm truly in the mood for once I finish this book. I don't like to set too much of an expectation for myself, so we will wait. The only kicker right now is I do have laundry that needs to get done. So for the first time of this book experience, I will be switching to audiobook, so fingers crossed it's good. Audiobook for me is really hit or miss. I truly can tune out audiobooks, and I feel like my brain just kind of shuts off when things don't sound important. And so I will easily miss big things that happen. But you fly through the books quicker because it's kind of just set at that pace, you know what I mean? I do the laundry that so desperately needs to get done, and we're gonna get started by listening to the audiobook. So we're gonna do this Monday through Friday, and today's day one, so happy Monday, you guys. Happy reading.
Chapter 59, Eva. Help me! Lavera's cry tore Eva's attention from Clovis and ejected the injured man to an awkward clamor. For a few moments, Eva thought she knew more books with a kick. The real you never spoke to me before.
Mommy has work to do. No, get back over here. Get back over here, sleepy. Go, back here. Go, you can sit back there. Hello from my car and from horrible lighting. Also, do not worry, I am fully looking at the road, not really looking at you guys. I just wanted to update you guys on my reading update. So got about 3 chapters in while I was doing laundry. So now I'm on chapter 62, but I had to stop listening for a sec because I was getting ready, had to take the dog out, and now I'm actually on my way to meet up with my friend Noelle. Shout out Noelle. Okay, we're back. So sorry. I just could not do with the bad lighting anymore. It was awful, but hopefully it's a little bit better now. As I was saying, we have about 7 minutes left in my drive. So I'm just gonna throw on the audiobook, see how far I can get into it. But we're just gonna see where the day takes us. Today is also my girlfriend's birthday. Happy birthday, Em. I love you so much. So at some point today, I wanna make a couple stops to surprise her a little bit and make her feel a little extra special since she is still sick. Nonetheless, I'm excited. It's gonna be a good day. It's also warm outside. It's like 55 degrees, you guys, and we're in Virginia. So for 55 degrees in February, I'm kind of glad it's a little bit warmer out. Am I concerned that it's 55 degrees in February? Also, yes. Also, I'm not sure I mentioned, but this will be a spoiler-free reading vlog. Just gonna make that clear. So in case you're unaware, this will be spoiler free. Do not worry your pretty little heads. I will not spoil a single thing for you. I'll check in with you guys again when I either finish or get a little bit further into my book and have something else to say. But I will update you guys in a little bit. Hello you guys, it is a little bit later. The sun is now setting. It is 6 p.m. I'm about 95% through the book that wouldn't burn. I am in the middle of chapter 66, so I'm gonna see where I'm at now in the physical book page-wise. You guys, I have like 20 pages left, so I think I'm going to just bang this out really quick, finish this book, and then we'll get into the next book. I do have dance in a little bit, so I might wait till after dance to start We Used to Live Here, and I'm hoping I can get a huge chunk into that after dance later tonight, so we'll see. But let's continue reading and finish this. I'm so confused. Nothing makes sense anymore. Like, nothing. Everything has flipped. And so it's like, what's real? What's not real? My brain hurts from reading this. We better get some answers though. I know this is like a series, but like I need something. I need something. I have like 10 pages left, so. Absolutely no way. No way. I just read a line that made me so sad. I'm okay. I'm okay. What is happening? What is happening? Hey guys, I have finished the book that wouldn't burn, and so much happened in this book that I am still trying to process, and so I think I will wait to give this a rating and my final thoughts to you guys. But until then, I'm just gonna process what I just read and take a little pause from reading. I will talk to you guys later when I start We Used to Live Here. Oh my gosh. It is snowing. Look at the cars. Oh my. Hello, you guys. Wow. It has been a minute since I last talked to you. I am so sorry for it being so long. Today just truthfully got a little crazy. Not important. We're just gonna move on from the events of today. However, I was able to pick up my book quite a bit. I showed in a couple clips earlier what I could grab without spoiling it. The story is about Eve and her partner Charlie, who flip houses together, and they scored this old home that they were like so excited about until one night, which is where the book starts. Eve is at home alone, so Charlie is not home with her, and this peculiar family shows up to the door unannounced, very random, mysterious, no car in sight. It's like very bizarre situation. And Eve, naive, and lets them in. And that's kind of where we kind of kickstart the entire story. So I don't want to spoil too much, but things are getting intense. It's very suspenseful. Definitely breadcrumbs left at the end of every chapter. There's little things thrown throughout there. There's an old house map, even in the beginning, that you can kind of see it, which I'll show you. Like the little old house map. But no, you're definitely left on your toes. This definitely has not been slow paced, at least for the little bit that I've read. Definitely hoping I can get through a lot of this tonight. It is snowing pretty badly right now. I think we're about to get between 5 to 7 inches, I think. So that may mean more time for reading. But we'll have to see kind of how the days pan out following this one. But for now, our evening is pretty quiet. So until dinner is finished, we are going to keep reading. I'm so excited to update you guys, but I'm having a fun time with this. I can tell I'm really going to like this book. I do not like these children. They're suspicious. There's something weird. I mean, this whole family is weird, but these kids, I don't like them. Not for me. You guys, I'm not liking this. I'm not liking where this is going. Now they're trying to go upstairs. You know what this feels like right now? This feels like when you're watching a horror movie and people are making stupid decisions that get them killed. And they're just so naive. It's like, one, why did we let the family in here? And two, now you're letting them like completely roam around upstairs. Like, the choices that are being made right now, I'm like, Eve, you are so stupid. Respectfully, girl, you are so stupid. Anyway, I just had to put that tidbit in there. This is reminding me of a horror film where they say don't go in the room, and then they go in the room. They do all the stupid things you're like shouting at the TV not to do. That's what I'm doing right here on this page. This isn't going to end good. It isn't going to end good. I just know that. There are some really fun lines in here. Like, there's just like some funny things sprinkled throughout that I'm enjoying. I like the writing in this. It's witty, but it's not so witty to where it's quirky and cringy, if that makes sense. Like, the wittiness is really filtered in nicely. It's placed in strategically and not to where it's too much. So I'm really enjoying the writing in this book right now. Ooh, something creepy happening. Oh my god. You guys, I'm eating this up right now. Eve, sweetie. I'm gonna need to sit Eve down. Eve, sweetie, what are we doing? Hey, what are we doing? She is making such stupid decisions. But I'm still loving this. But why is she being so stupid? I'm getting angry at Eve. I'm getting angry. I can definitely see how this book would scare people that are easily frightened. They're doing all the right things by, like, I don't know, they're using anything that would be in a horror film that would freak someone out. They're using any tactic they can to scare people. I'm not scared, but I'm like, what's gonna happen? What's gonna happen? It's like, ooh, creepy. You know what I mean? You're just like, I don't know, I'm eating it up. Like, I wish I had popcorn right now. Do you know what I mean? It's that type of thrill for me. You guys, this writing is so good. I just need to read you a little bit. I promise it's not spoiling. If you want to skip this, I'll put a little timestamp here to when I'm finished reading it. It's not a spoiler, but if you just don't like to hear anything, you can skip to this timestamp. But I need to read this because the way that the author is describing this is just so beautifully written. And so I just need to read this really quick to you guys. But basically, she's talking about not liking basements. Gonna leave it at that. And she says, no matter what basement, what house, it was always that same feeling, as if this unspeakable terror could divide and multiply itself throughout all of the basements of the world. Fortunately, over time, that childhood anxiety had faded away, like a brightly colored toy discarded in a sun-bleached desert. Yet, like all childhood monsters, it was only replaced by the mundane and arguably worse terrors of adulthood. Credit card debt, car accidents, funerals, things that sometimes made Eve think back to imaginary ghouls with rosy nostalgia. Like, are we understanding what I'm talking about now? Like, that is like, I don't know, to just talk about a childhood fear of basements in such a way. You guys, I just have such an appreciation for writing. So maybe that was just me nerding out for a second, but this book is written so beautifully because there's almost like a balance of words on a page that you can binge and just fly through while also having that descriptive language perfectly placed to where you're not just describing a blank wall for 10 minutes of the book or going on a tangent, because that's, I think, where flowery writing can disconnect with some people. But I think it's placed so eloquently that you're still binging through it, but then there's that like little nugget of beautiful writing and descriptive language that actually helps the plot, and it's not too overdone so far from what I'm seeing. But I just love that so much, and I had to share that. But we're gonna get back to reading now because I don't want to put this book down, to be quite honest. Also, I have a theory that the author is trying to trick me right now. Part of like the who's guilty, I feel like the author is trying to make me think something to like get my suspicions off of a certain character. But I'll keep you posted on that if I was right. So you heard it here first. I feel like I'm trying to be bamboozled by the author right now. I don't know. I don't know. I'll keep you posted. There is like this Morse code in this book, and I wonder if people are trying to figure it out, because there's no way. There's no way you can figure this out. You definitely cannot. Oh, there you go. Like, what is that? Good morning, you guys. It is Wednesday morning, February 12th. As I showed from earlier, and you guys could probably tell, it's another snow day. I do have a couple meetings. I still have to coach for my dance team. They are still attending a game. It's a snow day, but I'm still actively working. But because of cancellations, I do have a lot more time to read today. I know this week has been just like a lot of b-roll, and I haven't been talking to you guys as much as I wanted to, but truthfully, it's like every time I get out the camera to film me reading, me talking, something happens and I have to pick up my phone and stop recording and work or get on my computer. So it has been really challenging and life has just been a little chaotic. So I don't necessarily think I picked the best week to show a reading week, but it is realistic. This is a realistic week of reading in my life. But we are 100 pages in, but we have just hit some points in the book where weird things are happening. But I'm really enjoying this. I'm definitely gonna finish this book today. What I'm gonna read after this, no clue. All I know is we have our espresso, we have our book, and I have about an hour till my next meeting, and so we are gonna pound out as much of this book as humanly possible. Happy reading. Okay, slight update. Hey, just gonna be honest, I forgot free will existed. So this whole reading experience, I've just seen bits of Morse code, which I showed you guys a little bit earlier, and why did I just like not act like I could look it up? Like, why couldn't I just... So maybe I'm stupid. So quickly, I first translated the Morse code when I had the idea on page 140. So then I thought to myself, well, now I need to go back and do everything else. I flipped the book and I soon remember underneath the old house map is Morse code. So I translated that. I've just been translating everything slowly. And you guys, I'm just like, I'm trying to figure it out, but also just like have fun. You know what I mean? I feel like when you try to figure something out so much, it just becomes not fun anymore. And now I'm just looking at this old house map and I'm getting increasingly suspicious. Like, this map is not a normal map. And if you look closely, there's like messages and symbols and like little things. It's like I want to figure it out before like I read it, but also I feel like where's the fun in that? Do you know what I mean? I'm trying to find this balance here, but anyway, I'm gonna keep transcribing all of the Morse code. Yeah, it's getting suspicious. Oh, you guys, it is a little bit later, and I wanted to come on here as I'm getting ready for the game with a little reading update. First off, you know what's a great thing about life? Free will. Something that Lana forgot she had. Lana forgot that she had the free will to look up Morse code. Stupid. Don't ask me why. I'm smarter than that. I don't know what I was thinking. So, what did Lana do after 140 pages? She looked up Morse code. And then I just had to stop reading, go all the way back to the beginning of the book because the first bit of Morse code happens at the start of the book. And I had to decode everything. After further speculation and calling Brittany, my friend who put me onto the book, she then tells me, oh yeah, on the audiobook it spells it out for you. Right. Because in my head I'm like, at what point do people start catching on and realize they could look up Morse code? I fear not that long. I fear not 140 pages in. I'm just a little disappointed in myself because why the hell did it take me that long? And this whole time I've been like, ooh, I'm trying to crack the code. Thought I was being so smart, you guys. I'm like, this story ain't got nothing on me. I'm figuring this out. Felt like Nancy Drew, and turns out I'm just a moron. So that is your update. Now I'm gonna head to the game, and I'm purposefully gonna try and get there early. 1, so that my car is fine in the snow, and 2, so I can read. Okay, I'm gonna finish getting ready. I want to see if it's on audiobook, but like, I like reading and annotating my experience as I'm going. So part of me kind of wants to just wait till I can physically pick up the book again, but another part of me is like, who cares? You know what I mean? Who cares? So we will see what I feel like doing. Also, my makeup is looking really weird on camera. I promise it looks normal. This lighting is just very weird. I will touch base with you guys most likely later after the game, and I go to hopefully finish this book because I can't go through another day without finishing this book. So I will touch base with you guys later when I am home. Bye for now. Okay, so you know what we're not gonna do? It's look at this, first and foremost. Second, it is so much later than I wanted it to be by the time I'm checking in with you guys, but honestly, game day went long, and then I was filling in Brittany because we run the team together, and honestly, it just got late. So now it's almost midnight. I'm gonna check in the morning. Good morning, guys, or should I say good afternoon? It is like 2 p.m. now. Sorry first for the weird lighting. We are so lucky to get natural light in here, but it does make for harsh sun at points throughout the day, and I just felt like sitting here, so we're gonna have to put up with it. So sorry to editing Lana if this bothers you. Also, again, we're gonna ignore what's on my face, okay? Because I'm trying to, so we're just gonna do that together. But I thought I would check in with you guys because yesterday got crazy. I feel like I've been saying that all week, so apologies if this week is a little bit all over the place. I'm trying my best. We're trying our best. But that all being said, if yesterday was not so crazy and I didn't get home so late and I didn't get to reading so late last night, I probably would have finished the book. However, it was too late. My girlfriend was falling asleep, so I didn't want to whip out the camera and just start talking. I wanted to be in a fresh, well-slept mind when I finished this book, because this book, you guys, has been insane. I'm loving it, but I probably have about 20 pages left, and so I thought we could finish it together. I will say, I'm kind of proud of myself. I guessed a lot of the things in here, but there is one thing that I'm just kind of sitting here like, wait, like what's going on? Like, what's happening? I probably have a little bit over 20 pages because I think there's 308 pages in this book and I'm at 281. So that all being said, let's finish this dang book. I'm so excited. Change of location, could not do it anymore. The light was just getting in my face. I couldn't read the page. I feel like the lighting was bad for you guys, so we're just gonna stick it out here because this book is getting too real. I can't have lighting issues. This is getting so suspicious. I almost don't believe that this twist at the end is true. Like, I feel like it's a trap they're trying to put us in. Oh, we have another Morse code thing. So I'm interested to see what that'll say. Handy dandy Morse code translator. Let's see. Oh, I know what this is gonna say. Oh, stop. I have a feeling this isn't true. Like, without spoiling this last twist, I'm almost feeling like it's the author really trying to, like, screw with us, if that makes sense. But I don't know. I knew it. I knew it. I knew it. Something's wrong. Oh, I knew it. Oh my God. That deserves a tab. That deserves a tab. Oh my God. The book ends with Morse code. Let's figure it out one last time. I knew it. I need to process this. Because while I guessed a lot of the things in here, there's still so much to question that we'll never get answers to, and we'll only have like theories about, if that makes sense. Like, we're never gonna get really a solid answer. So now it's kind of all up for speculation, but I knew it. Let's put the dust jacket back on. We have finally finished. We used to live here. I have so many thoughts, but I will save these for the end along with the book that wouldn't burn. But for now, I do have to get ready for work, but before that, let's pick out our next book, because we still do have about a day left of our reading week. So let's go find a new book to read and put this back on our shelf. Okay, here we have our TBR. All these books are not read. These are my February TBR books. And I'm not sure what I want to go for. Part of me is kind of gravitating towards Assistant to the Villain because I feel like it still gives that mystery kind of thrilling aspect that I just got, because I'm kind of chasing that again. Or I could go a little bit different and go more of like the romance, but I feel like I'm between these books. I don't know that I can necessarily get into this right now. I want to, I just don't know that I have the capacity for it. And then this one too, I feel like my brain was so on, I almost need to shut it off right now for a bit before I get slumped. So I don't know. So it's either between Friends and Lovers or Assistant to the Villain. Let me think on it and I will get back to you guys with what I decide to do. Okay, you guys, I could not decide for the life of me what to choose, and so I turned to you guys over on Instagram and we will see what you guys decide on. If you're not already following me on Instagram, my Bookstagram is Lana Gray Reads. I'm trying to be more active on there, so I definitely recommend you go follow me because I definitely want to utilize this for future videos. But yes, we're gonna wait and see how you guys vote. I will check back on this later and we'll see what you guys picked for my next read. I'm really excited. Hello, you guys. Happy Friday. We made it to the end of the week. I didn't think we would, to be honest, but nonetheless, we're here. By my spread, you would think I'm sick because I got like this big bowl of soup right here and like a hot cup of tea. But no, we are healthy. It is just freezing outside and I just got back in from taking the dog. So all I craved was just warm comfort foods. But as you guys may have seen, I started this little guy this morning. This is what won when I posted it to my Instagram. So thank you guys for voting over there. Be sure to follow that account again if you haven't already, because I plan on utilizing that more for future videos. So I'm really excited to get into this one. I've been wanting to for some time now. It was way too late to start it last night. So I did in fact start it this morning. I've only read a chapter so far. I can tell it's gonna be a fun read. I'm excited to see what I think at the end of it. Let's get to reading. I work in a little bit, so I could probably only get another chapter or so in, but I'm hoping we can get a little bit of ways into it so I can at least give you guys my first impressions before we wrap up this video. But yes, let's get to reading. Hello, you guys. It is quite a few days later. It has been about a week and a half since I filmed that last clip you saw from Friday, the last day I filmed. Truthfully, the end of that week kind of followed right into one of the worst weeks I've had this year. So needless to say, I was a little bit delayed in uploading when I would want to. I know I didn't set myself to a schedule, but I don't know, it's been a couple weeks, and so I really am sorry for the lack of uploading because I've been sitting on this long video trying to find time to close out this video. But I did not want to end that video on a cliffhanger. I wanted to give you guys my final thoughts on the books that I read in that video. So let's just get right into it. The first book I finished in my reading week was The Book That Wouldn't Burn by Mark Lawrence. As you can see, definitely enjoyed the writing, that's for sure. It definitely had some slow parts, I will say that, overall. So there were times where I struggled to pick up the book, or I wasn't necessarily so invested to where it's like I needed to flip the page. But I will say the writing, the plot, it was all very interesting and definitely kept my attention. Will I continue this series? I don't know. Not right now. I'm definitely not in any rush per se to finish the series, but I will say this book was special in its own little unique way, and I did enjoy my time reading it, and it definitely ends on a really cool note. I just kind of have mixed feelings with books that kind of get you in a rut. It's a little slow paced, there's not much going on, and then a crazy ending. It's kind of just like, oh, like why couldn't the rest of the book just been more consistent? So mixed feelings on this one overall, but I definitely enjoyed my time reading it. It was an excellent read if you really like a cozy fantasy, but definitely do not read this if you feel yourself a little slumped out from reading. This is not the book for you at that point, but overall, I really liked this. Let me check the Goodreads to see what I rated this, because I truthfully don't even remember, gonna be honest. Do you guys hate the update with Goodreads? Because I do. It takes so much longer to find what you need to find. Okay. So according to my Goodreads, I gave this a 4.25. Again, I really enjoyed this book. Definitely not a 5-star read. Nowhere close to it, but overall there are some beautiful lines and quotes in here that I do not think I will ever forget, hence why I tapped it so much. So overall, really good read. Definitely recommend to all my cozy fantasy readers. The next book I read in my reading week was We Used to Live Here. And this book, you guys, I know we went through it again, tabbed that one as well, really enjoyed it. I feel like you guys went on the roller coaster with me while reading this book. Overall, I really enjoyed it. I think the pacing was incredible. It was not that long at all. It was just a little over 300 pages, I believe. But it just felt like an adventure I was a part of. I felt like I was in the book, actively trying to figure things out. And whenever I went to pick up this book, no part of me wanted to put it down. I think Marcus, the author, did a really beautiful job at sprinkling in the breadcrumbs at the end of every chapter. but not letting those little breadcrumbs and the thrill aspect kind of throw off the plot of the book. There are definitely some twists in this book that you never get answers to, and that is some of the critique that I've seen on Goodreads since finishing it. But I will say, I feel like with thrillers, there's almost this need to have everything make sense at the end, and sometimes the best thrillers are leaving you with a question mark. And if you like those, if you like a really fast-paced mystery thriller, kind of a whodunit situation that leaves you literally on the edge of your seat, definitely recommend picking up this book. My personal rating for this book was a 4.75. Again, I know seems to be some debate on Goodreads, which I was honestly really shocked to see when I went on Goodreads and saw the average was 3.71. I mean, that's not terrible, but to not be in the 4s, I was kind of shocked because of how much good things I've heard about this book. And this just goes to show you, don't always judge a book by the Goodreads. Sometimes I fall victim to that as well. And I think a book is less worth of my time just by seeing a lower rating. But I just had such a good time reading this. And I think partially that's because I didn't let outside noise in. So at the end of the day, just pick up the book that sounds good and you might surprise yourself. So really loved this book. Highly recommend. And lastly, the third and final book we read during the reading week was Assistant to the Villain. This book pleasantly surprised me. I think in a couple of videos, when I picked up this book or told you guys that I really wanted to read this, I was a little nervous for kind of what my own opinion would be of this book. And honestly, the booktubers and people that I follow that have read and reviewed this book, I don't feel like I got the best interpretation of this book. I really, really am enjoying it. So again, I think I ended the video and I was just starting the book. Now I have about 80 pages left of the book, so I'm practically finished with it, but I'm sure at some point I'll give you guys kind of overall thoughts on it. I've been tabbing this one as well. But this one is so fun, you guys. I think, sorry if you guys have been like tilting. My tripod just has a mind of its own sometimes. I think some people tend to take books too seriously. And honestly, this book is just funny, full of banter. I found myself laughing out loud. Nothing was corny about it. I was really nervous there would be like this corny, quirky sense to it. When you have like a frog sidekick that holds up signs with one-word phrases to tell you what he's feeling, like you kind of go off of that and you're like, okay, so this is gonna be kind of corny. But no, like it's actually such a fun time. It's full of adventure, so it's not even like there's a minimal plot to this. But I am really, really enjoying this, and I think I'm gonna rate it at least a 4 stars. I don't know how high I'll go. Definitely not a 5-star I'm predicting, but maybe like a 4.5, I think this is what this will be. But yeah, no, overall, it's a very quick, fast-paced read. And I think it's a really good book for avoiding a slump and also coming out of a slump. What I mean by that is there's almost like this element of fantasy. There's an element of this kind of just literary fiction. There's comedy in the writing, and you're getting elements of romance and found family. And I just think all of those combined, but not so heavily focused in one or the other, kind of gives you just everything you need. You can kind of go into this book after no matter what you read. Because I know sometimes I'll finish a heavy fantasy and no part of me wants to read a fantasy, or I'll finish a romance, no part of me wants a romance. But I think this book does a really good job at balancing a couple of different genres that it dips into to where you could pick up this book at any time. This is also not too long. It's a little over 300 pages as well. So quick, easy, fun read. I definitely recommend it. And I'm very shocked to say that. I was not sure how I would feel about it. So that is it. I'm finally wrapping up this reading week. I hope you guys enjoyed. It's a little bit of a long one, and I personally love longer reading vlogs. So again, stay tuned for more videos. I'm gonna be coming out with a March TBR video very, very soon. And I hope you guys enjoyed kind of following me along this week. Let me know if you want any other videos like this or what else you wanna see from me. And I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye. Mwah.